I'm the creative designer behind multiple 7, 8, and 9-figure brands selling on Amazon. I've conversion optimized, repositioned, and rebranded countless listings and brands selling on Amazon. And in this video, I'm going to break down my simple but very effective strategy on how to create high converting, high trust, and high perceived value listings so you can build those for your own brand and level up your Amazon business. But before we dive in, I want to give you the social proof necessary so you know you can trust me and you know that I know what I'm talking about. So right here, we have a Sellerboard account that we are managing right now. As we joined this account in December 2024. And as you can see, from 100K a month, we went to 400, 1.4 million, 1.2 million, and then 2.2 million in revenue with basically 3 to 4 products. And then, unfortunately, the account the product was out of stock, so it went down again. But this is quite an impressive revenue growth in a matter of a few months, especially looking at that this is a high or hot Q4 product, and our strongest month was in February. So normally that doesn't make sense if you don't have the skill. So this is the second example. This is just the profit for an American account. We went from an average of having like 40K in profit, maybe below that now, in having roughly close to 100K in profit every single month, just by updating the PPC strategy, the SEO strategy, and also the creative strategy. This is, for example, just a spring deal result, just a client having 600K in the matter of the spring deal days. And as you can see, the uplift compared to the year before. Then another one in Germany with 5 mil on the spring deals, also 300% increase to the year before. And then two results as well for the month of March that had quite a bit of uplift, 90% 500K rev, 50% 9 mil rev, and then 90% uplift 400K in rev. Okay, now that you know that I know what I'm talking about, now we're going to look at a random product. So totally random, nothing to do with our clients and nothing to do with the strategy in this video, just to recap what we have on Amazon to optimize. We have basically the most important image, which is the title image. Why is the title image the most important one? Because it's portrayed everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're placed on Amazon. The title image is always one of the first contact points, touch points that someone has with your product. It's in most cases the title image, the price, the title, and the reviews. So this is like your first impression you make with a client, especially the one that you can control completely. You can't really control your price because you're kind of connected to your buy-in price and your COGS wherever you're manufacturing. Your reviews are just growing over time. There are some strategies to increase the pace, but you can't go from 0 to 10,000 reviews just in a week. And the title, you kind of want to have the most effect when it comes to SEO, so you get as much organic visibility as possible. So this will not be perfectly optimized for buying decisions. So your title image, most important. The next most important thing when it comes to just creative stuff on Amazon are the rest of the images, especially the next 4. These are the next important images. The ones after that, you can discuss about it. I would say they are just an add-on, but your main benefits and your main selling proposition should be very, very clear in the first 4 images. So right after the first 4 images, and in brackets, I would say the next 3, the next most important placement, okay, perfect for this random example to have A+, and especially A+ premium. If you are a full-time FBA seller and you haven't upgraded to A+ premium in the last half a year or a year where this has been free, bro, what are you doing? Like legit, are you just sleeping at your wheel? Come on. This is very important. Why? Because the A plus is a perfect disruption in a motion that the customer is doing. So the customer wants to scroll to the reviews because that's pretty much the only reason why you scroll down on an Amazon detail page. So they want to see the reviews. And when they scroll, they get met by the A plus premium and the brand section. We'll get to that after this. And the A plus premium compared to the A plus has this huge visibility benefit connected to mobile devices. It doesn't really matter these cool little sections and the hotspots, and that's already doing too much. But just having the fact that you go from A plus basic, where you only have the wide, the modules that are the same width on desktop and mobile. So you kind of have to make the text huge. So when it's displayed and small, you can still read it, but then it looks like crap on desktop. A plus Premium solves this because you can upload a desktop version of this banner and then a mobile version of this banner. So if I go to inspect and then have a normal fucking view, that's right. We go scroll down, you will see that the text right here has changed and the aspect ratio has changed and it's much more readable on mobile. So that's the second most important placement on Amazon. So what's the third? The third is if I now go to large, let's do ceramic butter dish. Let's keep the theme going. This one, the sponsored brand ad. The sponsored brand ad is the third most important one. And again, it's so great that Amazon makes it easy. There's no text allowed. There's no logos really allowed. There's no funky stuff allowed. So the only thing you can really do is upload a good image of your product. And if you're selling on Amazon, I have been selling on Amazon for quite a while now, and you haven't done this, brother, people with online shops are testing like 100 new creatives a week. And we just have to upload one image. This is especially important because why? It's the highest position you can have. And especially for keywords that are very, very, very relevant for your product, that hit the nail on the head for your product when it comes to relevancy. This is a perfect thing. And this is where you can really build up dominance in your PPC. But what you have to have is a good image. So this, for example, is totally passable. This is totally okay, this image right here, because it just shows what it is. And that's it. But if you can't even display that, you're lost. The next thing is in combination with this ad placement is the possibility to link to your storefront. That's what they have here. Yes, this is the storefront. This is a strategy not a lot of people are talking about, and this is, for example, something they have not done, or in their case, it's okay because it's such a simple product, but you can actually link those sponsored product ads, sponsored brand ads, to a landing page, to a custom landing page for your product. Especially if you have something you're selling that needs a bit more explanation, you can link that to the landing page and then really go into detail about explaining your product. I'll quickly show this in an example we made for a client in Germany. Let's not click on an ad and see this here. So this, for example, it's German. I'm sorry about you not being able to read it, but this is a landing page. So that you can link from the sponsored brand product to this landing page and really go into detail about this product. And what's great about this is there's no one else advertising. No one else has the room to run ads against your product here. So it's very, very easy to then convert customers at a high clip because you're alone. No one else can optimize. So this is something that a lot of people are not doing and haven't even tried yet. So That's like the next most important placement. And then we get into the territory where it just doesn't really matter anymore. Depending on, where was it? I want to have the brand section again. Depending on the products you sell, this section can make sense. If you have a big product portfolio and you feel like that there's a lot of cross shopping and interest, just browsing, sure. But it's such a hassle to use this module, and it's so ugly that barely anyone uses it, and barely anyone, like, the visibility going past this, so not have clicked once on the arrow, goes down dramatically. So the people that see this is probably like 0.5% of the people that see this. This is also the reason why I would not recommend using a lot of slideshows in A+. Because if Apple can portray an iPhone in one landing page, you can portray your butter dish in one go without customers having to click something to find something out about your product that could be important for their purchase decision. So that's also a big no-go that I would say. So now, we've talked about what are the most important placements. So it's title image, then listing images, the rest of the listing images, then it's the A+, then it's the sponsored brand ads, and then it's the storefront landing pages. Okay, so this is the stuff you should focus on when optimizing. So how do you optimize them now? It all comes down to one great word: perception. Okay, it all comes down to perception. How do customers perceive your product and your brand? Brand is always a bit vague with Amazon because there's no real brand. There's no like Amazon brand that has the value of the brand of Nike. So it's always a bit in exclamation marks when it comes to brand. But it all, even the brand, comes down to perception. How do customers perceive you? Is it high in trust? Is it high in understanding? It's all a spectrum. How well do they understand your product? How well do they understand the value of your product? How well do they understand the quality, the features, everything? It all comes down to perception. And the key to having good perception is make it easy. Make it easy to understand. Very, very easy. And this can mean a multiple of things. I can't press this enough, how important it is to make everything as easy to understand for your customer as possible. We live in a day and age of TikTok, of Tinder, of instant gratification, like more than instant. It's crazy in what kind of a world we live in right now. And if you make it, if there's friction in the buying process with your customers, you're going to lose customers in a specific percentage. So you want to make it frictionless. And for example, this could look like this for your title images. This is frictionless for title images in a specific sense, because this is a very, very commoditized product. So it's a plastic bottle. It's a good-looking plastic bottle, I have to say. It's stylish, but at the end of the day, it's nothing special. It's a plastic bottle, and it has different colors. And this is pretty much the purchase decision for everyone buying this bottle. It's the colors and the size. So what's super important for the customer in the first placement already, to make it very easy to understand what kind of sizes there are, and what kind of colors there are. And then, in addition, some extra features, but this is the most important. And this, on your end, can be very tedious. You can, from the outside looking in, if you would see this listing on Amazon, you wouldn't think that the design file for this, especially the title images, are this complex. Okay, make it easy. The same goes with value propositions in your first image. After the title image, make it very easy for people to understand your product. Okay, so now we talked about making it easy. Now I want to be talking about the building blocks that make a good Amazon brand. So we have, let's say this is the frame for an listing image. Then we have something that is called either a lifestyle image, 3D render, mock-up, whatever it is. Just a cool image of your product. Very important. A lot of people still try to neglect that aspect. Brother, you don't need a whole website. You don't need retail strategy. You don't need to design pop-ups. You don't need to design ads all the time. You just have to get your listing right. So you can't really skip hiring a photographer for your product, or a 3D renderer if it's like a very hard-shelled product, for example, like the bottle. You can easily render a bottle, but if it's something more organic, definitely get a product photographer on there. It doesn't have to be like a world-class photographer that does the stuff for the big brands. It just, if you live in the US and you have someone, for example, in Mexico, and he does it for $1,000 and he's very, 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 very good, definitely do that. If you're in Europe and you have someone in Spain or in Eastern Europe that does it for $1,000 or $2,000 or euros, don't go to these agencies, these design Amazon agencies that charge you $5,000 for a neon green listing with a whole bunch of hoopla and stuff you don't need. Just get a good photographer and get good images of your product. If you can do it yourself, do it yourself. So, okay, that's the first building block. The second building block of a good image is a sales copy. So that's the next one. So you have your cool image, then you have your sales copy, and then pretty much the only thing is your branding. And I'm putting that in exclamation marks because it's really nothing compared to any other selling on the world, is how easy it is to create a branding on Amazon. You don't have to be like think different like Apple, or you don't have to do it like Nike and re-emphasize this brand mission over decades with brand awareness ads. The only thing you have to do is a high quality look and feel. Look and feel that fits for your product. That fits for your product. So if we go into this example again, this Kiwi brand, their mission is to look like a designer Scandinavian brand. So what does designer Scandinavian kind of design mean? Simplistic, minimal, very elegant, but still a bit bold, but nothing too harsh. So what are we doing here? We don't work with a lot of colors. We don't work with a lot of hoopla. We don't overcomplicate it. It's very, very simple. But then, for example, this brand is a hiking brand, a very lifestyle-oriented brand. And for them, it's more important to include some kind of a nature shot, a bit of an adventurous feeling, a bit of a discovery feeling. So we brought in some more colors. We brought in some different looking renders, some very contrasty, very active colors, but still very high quality and detail oriented. So this is, for example, a look and feel that wants to be very premium and wants to distance this itself from all the Chinese competitors in this market that look very cheap and like a arcade game kind of a look and feel. Then here, cosmetic brand. What is important to sell cosmetic products? Pretty women. I mean, come on, good shots of well put together people that use the product. It's not that difficult. So for this, just simple high quality shots, simple, keeping the focus on the product, keeping the focus on how the after looks. Beautiful women. Pretty much that's it. And everything that is kind of connected to beautiful women. So a little bit of gold, a little bit of simplicity, a little bit of features, glow, all that kind of stuff plays a role to paint this image of a perfect kind of a look and feel for this brand. Then if you go into this brand, what I showed before, this is again, home improvement. Don't really have to do kind of premium, shiny, decorative stuff. You just need to showcase bold quality, simple understanding, simple application. So very, very simple kind of approach. And you just have a simple color scheme, very clear imagery, and that's it. So you just combine the lifestyle image or whatever image you have, combine that with fitting sales copy that is oriented towards a desired state that your customer has. So whatever kind of problem they want to solve, your listing should, this is a marketing principle, should showcase a transformation from A to B. From ugly walls to freshly painted walls. From ugly face to pretty face. From having an air mattress on a hiking trip that breaks. So this is here. The biggest distinction we wanted to make is look so high quality that people don't have the distrust that this shit will break the first time they will use it. So we made it look more high quality, but still in this camping, outdoorsy sub-niche. And then you just go from most important benefit to least important benefit and include some social proof at the end. And you're done. That's pretty much it. I can go into way much more detail about every single image and how you can build that up, and I will do that on this channel. But this is the baseline. Some social proof that could include some units sold image. For example, on the last image, you talk about, yeah, we've already had 100,000 happy customers, or we've sold 1 million units, or whatever. Or you can advertise with, for example, brand ambassadors. You have some people, for example, in the car niche, have some influencers that are representing the brand. For example, you can show that. Or you can do a cross-sell image and say, hey, we've got a lot more in our product portfolio. That's pretty much it. So you go from a good title image that highlights all the important benefits of your product in a terms of service confirmed image, go into the listing images, optimize those from value proposition to then benefits based on the transformation. Do the same thing for the A+, but also add some cross-selling. So for example, a comparison chart or an FAQ chart in there. Do your sponsored brand ads, optimize the storefront and the landing pages, and you have a great brand. You have a great brand. It's not that complicated on Amazon. Yeah, that's it.